What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome, everybody, back to Boost in Motion, guys. I just want to change up a little bit of lighting here. Give me a second. It seems like it's a little dim lit. It might just be my computer. Don't make fun of the bed sheet behind me. I still don't have a stage set up properly for you guys, but I'm trying my best, and we're gonna hang out a little bit to this afternoon. So once again, happy June to everybody. June 1st. This is the start of prime time. This is really the start of summer. What I would say is for the next 3 months, from June, July, August. And I want to do some housekeeping for you guys. Do you hear me quite well? Just type, something in the chat. Yes, if you hear me, guys, quite well. Also, on top of that, guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button with the subscribe button with the bell notification, please. If you bang with your boy Boost, always hit the like button. So I have 11 viewers. I should have 11 likes. All right. So I'm gonna be hanging out with you guys for a bit. First, let's start out with some shout outs. Shout out to David in the chat. Oh no, no, David, you're getting rid of a Q50 for a QX50. Well, at least you keep it in the family. What's the down? Oh, what's the okay? Big family. Yeah, man. You gotta take care of the kids, man. Shout out to Aryan, what's going on, brother? Shout out to regular Dave. What's going on? Get a new Q60, 9 speed. Hopefully later on reach my goal. Okay. All right. So shout out to Alex. What's going on? Thank you, Alex, for letting me know that the mic is crispy. Shout out to my boy Sleepless Nights. He's letting me borrow his mic, and I might actually get my mic soon. But if this is doing good, I'll probably just buy it off of him. It's my boy. Hold RPMs when you go right. So, anyways, as you guys come in, please definitely say what's up. Shout out your area from what state you're in. My voice might be a little hoarse. I was on vacation, so I lost my voice a little bit. But once again, I'm gonna be hanging out with you guys for hopefully about an hour, hopefully not 2, 3. Because you guys, when I go in here, sometimes I go in here for 3, 4 hours, just going and going. Also on top of that, we're gonna be talking about different stuff. I had a good amount of subscribers who've hit me up through email, through my Boost Emotion at IG, and my Boost Emotion on Facebook. About 3 different ways to communicate with me, and some of them have stated that they enjoy watching my videos, and it's not only because of the car content, but just my personality. I guess some of my personality shows, but people who really know me, like I'm. I get pretty fucking crazy. Oh, not supposed to curse, but we can talk about anything. We'll start talking about cars, but if you guys write anything else in the chat and I might know something about it, I'll give you guys my honest opinion and from my experience on dealing with it. That could be from money, credit, cryptocurrency, stocks, etc. Women, how to navigate women, the sexual marketplace. Like I know a lot, guys. I just don't tell you guys that. And I kind of want to get branch more into that for the channel. Keep doing car content, but also I realize in the YouTube world, podcasting is like the biggest thing now, and it brings in the most views. You get people watching the videos for longer, and YouTube loves that, and they reward the content creators by creating longer videos. Especially the engagement is a lot. So, guys, if you made it to this part, I have 32 viewers. Can you guys get the likes up? We're hanging out tonight on a Tuesday, on a June 1st. So get the likes up, guys, please. I would really appreciate that. But anyways, let's go. Let's start answering the questions because that's what you guys are here for. All right. What's going on, DJ Blaze? Bulls, do you have Infiniti not letting people sell at least cars in third-party dealers? They probably want to buy it back. That's probably why they're probably doing a buyback, bro. That's probably why they're not selling it. Especially the market is so hot right now. It's insane. It's completely insane. They probably want the car back so that they can sell it back for a better profit than the third-party seller. All right. Shout out to ATL in the chat. VA Beaches in the chat. What's up? How much wheel horsepower can I put in a Q50, Q60 Luxe? Right now, the world record for the seal block and pretty much stock transmission is right around 650, almost 700 wheel horsepower. That's unopened block, and stock transmission. You just have to upgrade the turbos, upgrade your fuel system, and run E85 with a good tuner and a very flowy exhaust. So that's how much power these cars are making when you go full send without having to take a block out in the transmission, all that stuff. What's going on, Dart? Appreciate that, man. Indiana in the chat, MD in the chat from the BX. Damn, brother, the BX. Damn. Thoughts on going E30? Well, if you're E30 on the VR30, that's actually a lot better compared to 91 and 93 because E85 you could run more timing. It burns a little cooler. Well, I would say it burns a little cooler so that you can actually run more timing. On average, you should be seeing about 30, 40, even about 30 to 40 more wheel horsepower just with E30 over 91, 93 mix. What's up, David? What's going on? Keep up. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. My Q50 just recently had a steering module defect. Had it covered under warranty, thank God, but the car has less than 35,000 miles only for less than a year. It worries me. Well, Alex, I've never really, well, remember, I don't work for the dealer, but gotta understand cars are gonna have problems. Things like this is what warranty's for. Everything's not gonna be perfect, guys. Like this isn't a day and age where you could just get in a Toyota Camry and just never change the oil at all. Like what are we doing here? These are cars. They're gonna break. Um, trucks, what's going on? Oh, you like me talking about truck? You know, that's the one thing I'm not gonna lie with you when it comes to automotive content or just cars. I just don't know much about trucks. Like I really don't. I really wish I knew a lot about pickup trucks, lifting, running oversized tires, that type of stuff. I really wish I was more into that. I definitely should get more into that. Where's my AMC holders? You know what, Garcia? I'm not gonna lie. Like that whole AMC thing is super dope. I was banging with the whole GameStop thing because it's pretty much just us coming together, taking over the market, and so we can make a quick coin. But it's so funny that some people don't know about how to like time AMC and GameStop because people are buying at. There's always winners and losers. So some people are just buying at the high end because they don't know if it's gonna pump some more. Nah, man, let it cool off a bit. Hop in. It could be midday. It could be the next day. You just gotta look at the trends. Some people just don't understand that. But the AMC thing, I didn't want to deal with it today because I feel like it was too much people talking about it. Like the news was talking about like you knew people were gonna be pieces of shit today. So I was like, I don't want to lose any money there. So plus I was pretty busy all day, so I couldn't actually watch the trends and actually watch where it's going up and down at. So I just stayed away from it. Um, how much wheels can I put in? Okay, I think I already answered that question. Navigate women. Yeah, listen, man. Some people don't know how to navigate women. I'm telling you right now, there's a whole spectrum on YouTube where guys don't know nothing about how to talk to women, deal with women, and get some, you know what I'm saying? Like some people just don't know. Like they just don't have the experience, including myself. When I was young, I didn't know it. So there's a whole manosphere about there on helping men or even men's development on how to get better. All right, they said that part alone cost $3,900. Jesus Christ, for a module? What? Yo, Infinity, y'all full of BS. No drinking alcohol tonight, guys, or at this afternoon. That's just water. I'm just gonna be hanging out with you guys for a bit. How can I make my car sound a little louder? All I've done to my Q50 is an AXLEBACK. The only thing that you can a little louder is very subjective because an AXLEBACK is nothing. If you want to add some more noise, you should go with a CATBACK now. That's a full CATBACK as it sounds, and that's going to change it dramatically. Just look on other YouTube videos for your car and see which sound clips you like. Some people like Fast Intentions, some people like Arc. There's plenty of different catback exhausts out there. Some that are very quiet. I always say it's like one of the quietest catbacks out there is the Nvidia. It's like Nvidia 300 or something like that. It's a super quiet exhaust. You can definitely check that one out. All right. Thank you, Jurassic. Oh, Winter, what's going on, Boost? We still good for Thursday? Yes, yes. Car washed and ready. All right. So Winter shot me out. So if you guys are going to be in the New York City area, well, I can't really make it a meet because I don't want to like a bunch of you guys coming out. Sorry, but my car is getting dynoed Thursday. The Q60 is getting dyno tuned Thursday from Hussein from Go Racebox. He should be up here from the second to the third, and he's gonna be tuning a bunch of Q50 Q60s, and one of my cars will be one of them. So I'm gonna do a plenty of coverage on just asking plenty of questions from the tuner himself. Also, I'll meet with some of the other Q50, Q60 people that's in the New York City tri-state area that's getting dynoed. So it'll be pretty good. Maybe I'll get to see some unique builds. I'll probably see Boost Fiend out there. He has his 700 wheel horsepower Q50. Hopefully I get a rod in it or something. I don't know. But it's going to be different content, and that's good because you guys get to see other people's setups and maybe noises and stuff, exhaust setups, which would be good. So I'm really happy that this is coming in. It is what it is. It's going to be dope. It's going to be a movie. 5 years of corporate finance experience with a major bank. Ask me anything too about credit and finance. Well, regular Dave, like to be honest with you, man, he said experience with a major bank. I'm really trying to get a business loan. I've never had to pretty much write out a whole business plan on like how much what my business goals would be. That's something I'm super like novice at because I've been in business at least under the YouTube for probably what 3 years now, and I never really tried to apply for a business loan because with business loan that means I could do more, and if I could do more, that means I could make more content. I could have better production and some black sheets and a little bit of LED light. You know what I mean? But I would love to definitely try to get more to that and work with like a small, even Union Bank on getting a small business loan. I have great credit under my own personal name, and my business credit is actually pretty good. It's just that I'm just so like a novice at that regular. So regulars Dave, if you got some information, if you got a plug, let me know. You can email me at boostinmotion@gmail.com. All right. G37 prices are making me depressed. You want to know why? Because the market has a shortage. Everyone is just buying cars up and not going anywhere. And this is also the thing that's happening now. Online car dealers are fucking the market up. Yes, they're really messing the market because they'll buy all the cars right from auctions, and then they'll try to resell it for $6, 7, $8,000. And here's what happens with this, right? For anyone who's watching, but guys, please get my likes up. I got about 35 of you guys here, and I got 16 likes. What's happening in the car market right now is this. Sorry. When they go buy these cars from auctions or other dealers, they'll mark up the price. If you guys, have you ever noticed that if you're buying something online, it doesn't look that expensive to you because it's not physically in front of you, and you're just like, all right, cool, yeah, this car is $30,000. But if you have to go to the dealer, you'll try to negotiate, you'll try to look and nitpick and bring the car down to 25. So what's happening online is people are literally spending like monopoly money. It's electronic to them. They don't really feel it or see it. So they're by them keep selling these cars over price, $3 or $4 or $5,000 over value. It's now setting a new average price or median price for the car, which means other dealers realize that and they're bumping their price up. So all it keeps doing is pushing it up and up and up, especially with the shortage of cars, and it excludes us, the consumer. So you basically got to tell everybody stop paying over sticker price, but people are from home now. So that's why all these cars are expensive, because G37s have came down in price before the coronavirus. They were coming down, then boom, shot right up. Sorry guys, I was a little bit on a tangent there. There's a lot of information I could talk about and give like 8 minutes about. I just choose not to, guys. Like sometimes it doesn't really take much work. I just don't know if you guys are into that type of content. Like I like to, I try my best always to teach you guys something, but I just haven't been talking in so long. How much power are you going for with the Q60? As of right now, it's just going to be 93 tune full bolt on. That's it. It's probably going to make between 430. I would like it for them to make 450 wheel horsepower 93. I think it could definitely touch 450 wheel horsepower. It depends on how hot the day is. My exhaust is really flowy. It's full 3-inch exhaust. Both sides. It is catted though, so that may rob a little top end, but it's way better than just if I had just lower downpipes with stock upper cats. So I'm looking for 450 wheel on the Q60. They should change the policy without letting anyone know. People have to trade it. Okay, cool. Lexus had to bring the car back because Infiniti wouldn't release the title to Lexus. Damn. Manson Cars was pretty much talking early in the chat that he was trying to trade his car in that he had as a lease through Infiniti, and Lexus would not Infiniti would not release the title to Lexus, so they had to return the car back. I guess Infiniti wants to resell that car. Boost, do you recommend any aftermarket heat exchanger for our VR30s, even if you don't plan on to track often? Yes, Rashid, you can definitely go with. There's plenty of different ones. I have videos, like 5 or 6 videos about the different heat exchangers. From as low as $150 for like the frozen boost one, all the way up to the $1,000 one from AMS Performance. So you just gotta pick and choose if you want the front mount in a cooler kind of look, or if you want to go with the full race version, which is like $1,000 from AMS. But the ones that I recommend is between Mishimoto, AAM, and PLM heat exchanger. They're cheaper than the first version of AMS heat exchangers, and they perform all the same. They pretty much perform all the same. They're about the same amount of geometry from left to right, height and thickness. They're all about the same. But definitely check out my heat exchanger video. It's definitely under this YouTube search. All right. What's up, Boost? What are your thoughts on Mishimoto's new prototype heater toolers? I don't know if they have a newer prototype, but if it's the one that I spoke about that they had it out for about at least 2 years now, it's pretty good price. It's the same as AAM and the PLM version. They're about the same size. The AAM has a little bit more fluid capacity though, but it's nothing that you're really gonna see. Like if we take it to the track, like it isn't gonna like completely outperform each other because they're really about the same size. If you want a full race heat exchanger, you have to go with the AMS version, which is like $1,000. It's huge. I got a Q50 at 40K, 18 silver, blah, blah, blah. That means it's still under warranty. Should I get my, wait. Blah, blah, blah. That means, wait, I'm confused. Should I, because it wants turbo sounds so that the dealer can check the prior reviews. I mean, if you want the car inspected to see what's wrong, if it has any issues, I don't think that's really an issue at all. But at the end of the day, as long as you're changing the oil, like these cars are relatively really reliable, bro. And if it has abuse, it has abuse. Regular. The Shiba, yeah, the Shiba crypto. To be honest, I'm on the Coinbase, right? Because at regular Dave, I'm on the Coinbase, and you know, Coinbase don't let a lot of those excuse me, a lot of those different coins post there and stuff like that. But I've been seeing everybody been pushing Shiba, and I'm gonna say like this, because I've been doing regular stocks for about 10 years. I understand what's going on in the crypto space, but it's so funny to me what people are doing because I'm like, this is just pretty much everyone just pushing and pumping the market, making our money and then running out. And nobody, I'm not against making that money, but it's just so crazy how we can just manipulate it. There's like complete manipulation there. Like think about what Elon Musk did. He pretty much pumped a Dogecoin. He pumped that. Everybody made their quick amount of money and then was out. It's crazy. There's always winners and there's always losers. Are you going to be a bag holder or are you going to be a person that pretty much profited? But if you want to talk about cryptocurrency, the only one that I really I used to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum, but this is the last bull run. I did a little bit on this run like last year, but I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't like messing with it because I think it was just about to do a bunch of BS again. But the only crypto that I'm really standing behind right now is if it get passed is the XRP coin. I like what XRP and Ripple is doing. I think that's something that once they win against the SEC, that should be perfectly fine. I think that coin once it goes back on Coinbase and all these different exchanges, I think that's gonna be dope. Period. But anyways, let me get back to car stuff. And if anyone who's watching, like, we're wondering why am I talking about different stuff, I want to talk about car stuff, but I also want to just start making it more of like a podcast thing where we're talking back and forth, laughing and joking, and talking about different things that we do in our personal lives. And some of my friends said, "Yo, I should just get more talk about some of the other things that I know about." Also, some of y'all hit me up in my 3 social medias and was like, "Boost, we want to know more about you." You know what I'm saying? Some of the things that you're interested in. And I realized in the YouTube spectrum, you guys like that. It develops a really better connection with some of my viewers. Also, YouTube likes longer podcasting type of style videos. It just does better for them for ads, and it also is better for me. So, guys, if you like this type of stuff, hit the like button because I got 44 of you guys viewing, only 26 likes. Come on, guys, get this up. What's up, Boo? Sly here. Arkansas. Quick question. When I use my JB4 for the Q50, it trips my throttle position sensor and cuts throttle. I take the JB4 off and then everything is normal. Double check the connections, Sir Sly. Double check the connections. You really shouldn't get that. I don't know if you're the same dude I was talking to in the IG about 2 weeks ago. He was having a similar issue. Check the connections, make sure there's no issues because it shouldn't get throttle position or cuts to your throttle. It doesn't make any sense. So just double check the connections. If you keep giving you issues, email them or I don't think you can call it. Email them and get in contact with Burger Tuning, and they'll try their best. Sometimes they'll even send you out a whole new unit because it might be an issue with the unit itself because you shouldn't have those problems. You know, if the 2019 Infiniti Q50 still has the same turbo and belt problem. Okay, so for the turbo 2020, so between 2019 and 2020, they added a new part number for the turbos. That's number one. So I'm not saying it's the same issue, but remember, these are small turbos that spin really quick when you're tuned. And over time, turbos will have, will go out if you're really beating on it. But two, the belt problem still exists on 2020 models. And not 20, I haven't seen any 2021 models, but 2020 models, some people have popped their belt too. It's really isn't the AC compressor issue, even though that's what Infiniti has stated. It is the belt tensioner on this car. The automatic belt tensioner on this car is extremely, the spring load of it is is too much. I need to put on a, if anyone you guys have changed the belt on the VR30, you know what I'm talking about. The spring loaded tensioner, automatic tensioner for this car, you need like a 2-foot breaker bar to push it to unloosen it. That's too strong. Why do I need a 2-foot breaker bar to take the tension off a belt? Or it could just be the belt. It's the belt's problem where it's just eating up and being eaten up and degrading and beating up a lot more. I said beat up and degrading. Let's just say that it's starting to melt. It's made of rubber and it just runs and it gets too much heat in it and then it pops, whatever. But I don't think that's it. I think it's honestly the automatic tensioner. They should go with one that doesn't have as much spring load to it. Sorry for ranting there. Guys, get the likes up, man. I got 44 of you guys watching. Come on, get them likes up. And anybody who's just chiming in too, I would appreciate if you guys just start from the start, because sometimes people ask questions that you guys might have missed. And sometimes I don't really like repeating myself so much times, or especially in videos, especially that I know I have videos on some of this stuff. But we're hanging out on a Tuesday. It's June 1st. I appreciate you guys always banging with your boy Boost. Come on, let's keep it going. Is there a steering module or something like that was 39 cents? I got drive by. I just want to share my. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Alex, for sharing that with your guys. Thank you, man. Still in our fast intentions. I don't know if it's a 10-inch muffler. I don't know. I don't have the specs on that. I don't know if it's a 10-inch muffler. All I have is my 3.7 Q50, the Infiniti. That's all you really need. 3.7 with the Infiniti AXLEBACK. That car sounds good. 3.7s always sound good. Drop-in filters are good for the price. I would still recommend go with dry flow drop-in filters, even though there's been articles that disapprove that oil filters don't mess with your car at all. Go with a dry drop-in filter. I don't know if K&N makes it, but there's a couple other companies that do make it. Plans on the 63. At this current moment, the 63, I still have to change the rear tires. I already put the spacers on it. The 63 is going to get yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just give you guys a little bit of something. So I'm gonna decat the 63, all right. So, but I'm not gonna go with full downpipes. I'm gonna do a secondary cat delete on the C63. So it's gonna be more noises, more pops and bangs. And I'm gonna install a JB4. Burger Tuning gave me a partial sponsorship with doing a JB4 install. It's kind of like the same thing with the Q60. The Q6 and the JB4 actually brought a lot of you guys here, and there was no content on it. So when I went to the C63 platform, there's like nothing exists. So guess who's going to be that guy with a V8 twin turbo JB4 car pulling on BMWs? Because that's who I'm aiming for. I'm going for BMWs, guys. That's it. We're ready. I know I got some BMW cats in this chat, man. No, I do, but I love cars, man. I love all cars, but it's always good to have a rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Boost, what's up? What's going on, Luke? Okay, good luck getting a popular CATBACK systems before the end of the summer. Everything's on back order because we're still kind of in a pandemic and shipping and all these supplies. Everybody's low on supplies. Get an EIN tax ID for your YouTube business. Yeah, regular Dave, I do already. I do. I already have a tax ID and all that. Like I have it registered on the YouTube. It's just that I want to get a business loan, but it's like they want to see. I guess because now the last year I've been really more profitable, so I could probably just show them that, and maybe I get a business loan off of that. Thoughts on a VR38 Swap Q50? Well, Demon, if you haven't seen that video it's not from Infiniti, but a company overseas, drift company, they put the VR38 in a Q60. Straight sex. But understand, to build a VR38 Swap Q50 will be expensive as hell because of the motor. Why don't you just take the VR30 and build that. Those motors are $1,500, $2,000. Rods, pistons, only like 2 grand, 2, 3 grand. Close deck the block and then put large either AMS turbos on it or drop bear performance turbos on it, and you're gonna make it over 1,000 wheel. You're gonna have to get a pure transmission though, because that's a lot of torque that stock transmission taking. Or you can just do pure turbos on E85, and you're making 650 to 700 wheel. I mean, that's all full bolt-on VR38 territory. Because any full bolt-on, any Nismo GTRs full bolt-on make like 650, 70 wheel, 700 wheel. So you could achieve the same power in the VR30 with pure turbos in the E85. What do you think? Okay, cool. Blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Blah blah blah. Any more updates on the drop bear? Thank you, Omega, for asking that questions. That reminds me, I'm gonna have to. Wait, I think I missed a question here. What do you think about the STILLEN intake and JB4? I don't think any issues with it. JB4 can be used on stock car or modified car. Doesn't matter. You'll be perfectly fine with it. Any updates on the drop bear new? I'm gonna have to hit up Mike, to be honest with you. He said that this month of quarter 2 he should be able to give me information. He hasn't told me in the May, so we'll see what happens. Remember, the Drop Bear Performance is his company, but he's like one of the people, only one of the people running it. He has a couple of people doing it. It's not like his main company. So, until he gets it out and he wants to make sure everything's 100%, rather than you have to cut and weld and all this other nonsense. He wants to be able to do a drop-in kit. So best believe that when I find out, you guys will find out. All right, Bob. Smear, what's going on, man? Why do Mishimoto get hate? I didn't make fun of Mishimoto. I didn't make any fun of Mishimoto. Okay, cool. What are your thoughts on the ceramic coating, and do you use it for any of your cars? Rashid, I would love to get into ceramic coating. I think that's a pretty good way of keep your paint good. And I actually want to ceramic coat the windshield, the Q60. I just never got into it. I believe it's quite expensive to do, and I street park my car. I don't have a garage. I live in an apartment, so it's not like me spending all that money on detailing. Literally, birds and pigeons will just look at my car and say, "I'm shitting on you," and people will be like, "I'm gonna key you," and I don't have the time for that. But I think ceramic coating is something that when I finally get a garage and something that I'm gonna probably do by hand on my own. I think detailing is an art. Like, I respect people who take the time and actually really clean a car, because when I used to hand wash my cars, boy, I used to try my best, polish it, clay bar. I went in. So ceramic coating is something that I definitely recommend. And what other question you had on top of that? And I haven't used any ceramic coating, because ceramic coating to me is like something that got a lot newer within the last 3 years. I believe that we didn't really have that in the car spectrum for at least until like 5 years ago, when I started hearing about it. But it was like really a high end thing for people who had like Porsches and Lambos and stuff. Like, they didn't have it in little bottles you could just buy. So people really didn't get into it. But now I know people who ceramic coat they Honda Civic, their Maximas. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Has anyone tracked their Q50 like on a road course with turns and not straight line? I'm bringing mine to the track soon. Smear, it's not going to perform too well. I know a good amount of people who've tracked it. It's not going to perform too well. The brake pads will go dead on you. The fluid will start to boil. So you have to change your fluid out to 5.1. You have to do a complete flush and put 5.1 in there. The stock brake pads are going to overheat. So you're going to have to go with a more abrasive pad, such as like a Hawk 5.0. You have some high-end Stop Tech R1 pads. I don't want to tell you to go get Hawk HPS HP Plus pads, because those are too abrasive. They're going to pretty much eat up your rotors. But the Hawk 5.0s will perform really well, at least when I use them. That's the rotors, pads. That's even on non-sport calipers too. But if you have the sport calipers, that help, but you still can't use those crappy pads. They're gonna heat up. The steering is too light too. The Q50 steering wheel is just too light. So just giving it turns, it feels like the car wants to oversteer too much, or when it's about to oversteer, or if you think you're about to oversteer, it just pulls out and understeers. The suspension, you already know. It's just not good enough. Like, even a red sport with the sport suspension and stuff, or 3.0T may help a little bit, but our cars are not just sprung right for it. The spring rates are just not right for it. And what I would also add is the sway bars aren't just thick enough. So you would have to upgrade your sway bars, end links, pads, brake fluid, and tires. Yes, I'm sorry. Tires are the most important thing. If you're doing it with the stock tires that come from factory, oh, that's like riding on slicks. Oh, skates. Sorry, ice skates. So I wouldn't recommend it. You gotta change out some stuff to make sure that the car performs. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I got about 49 of you guys viewing and about 45 likes. If I can get those 4 likes up, I would really appreciate it. If you guys want to donate to the super chat, I would really appreciate that too. I'm not taking any shots on online right now. I'm just gonna drink some water because I don't want to drink today. But once again, I want to do some housekeeping. Thank you guys for really banging with your boy Boost. I really appreciate you guys, man. A lot of y'all hit me up at Boost Emotion on IG, Facebook, and boostinmotiongmail.com. Some of y'all have sent me messages in the last, I would say, week, but I was on vacation. So I'm gonna get back to some of those emails and texts and everything really soon. So don't worry about it. I got you guys. Also on top of that, I'm just super excited. It's June 1st. The Q60 is gonna get tuned in the next 2 days, so you're gonna see some content coming for that on where my car pretty much stands on 93 tune with full bolt on. I'm also gonna meet up with other people that's in the Q50 Q60 platform. Hopefully, I bump into other supercharged 3.7s and some other faster Qs out there. Maybe I can make some content with them, and it's really good. I get to see some of you guys from the community. So once again, I just want to say thank you guys so much. But anyways, let's continue. Let's get back to these questions. All right, appreciate you guys. All right. All right, contemplating whether to get springs or BC coilovers for OEM plush ride or lower. Well, Chef, that's up to you, man. To be honest with you, Chef, that is completely up to you because you got to get it for purpose. To me, I always stuck with coilovers because whenever I done springs, the ride was too harsh, and I realized once the ride gets harsh, that means the struts are blown. That's it. It's terrible, and you're stuck at that height. At least with coilovers, I know that I can finally tune the height that I want the car at so I can clear anything. I could also change the dampering on how soft the ride is, and also I can actually change out the springs and go with a softer spring. So my Q60 now, I put the coilovers in it for the people who watched the coilover install and the coilover rebuild. I actually went down to a softer spring, like the rear spring rate is like 6 or something, and the front is like 10 or 12. It's super comfortable for me, but I can also just adjust the dampering and adjust the height for wherever I want it. I really love that feeling. Um, okay, okay. Download Coinbase wallet, then go to Uniswap and connect your wallet to Coinbase. I only invest in new cryptos that are less than a penny, and XRP is good. Straight up, Dave, I'm being honest with you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because when they're new, right? There's always going to be a pump. It's like you're the new kid on the block. So everyone's like, "Oh my god, you're new kid on the block," and then that's when everybody just runs over there and just starts buying it up. And because you're like 7 decimal points to the left, like you're literally nothing. Like you're like a cent of a cent of a cent. It's gonna go up. People are gonna come there and buy $50 worth of it, but it's definitely worth the advance. One of my friends, he was talking about it. He said he bought Dogecoin a year ago for a cent of a cent. Like it was super nothing. It was like it wasn't even a cent yet. So when it went up, he sold it. I think he sold it when it went to like 60 cents. And he only put like $20 in it. So just imagine, I think he told me something with a comma, and I was like, oh my God, that is a small investment for a huge return. Telling you, man. But those cryptos, man, like I told you guys, I'm a stock guy. Like so going into cryptos, I just know everything's being pumped and there's so much manipulation. But the only one that I really stand behind is XRP. Like legit. Once XRP beats the SEC trial, I'm telling you, I think XRP is gonna be like the new everything. That's it. Because it's not like everything else. Everything it actually is backed by something in it. It's kind of like the vessel. It's part of it's pretty much the vessel that is used for transactions. Everything else is just any coin that I can make a coin right now, boost emotion coin, and then throw it on the exchanges and make mad bread. I could do it. But XRP on the Ripple, I love that one a lot. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, just got the stage 1 pay correction, ceramic coated, and very happy with it. 3 questions, Boost. If I can put CATBACK exhaust on my Q50, will it hear or get drone sound? Or no, do I have to tune the car? Oh, no, you don't have to tune the car for the specifically for noise, if that's what you mean. No, you said, do I have to tune the car? No, you don't have to tune the car for a catback. You do not have to. The car will work perfectly normal, but when it comes to the exhaust part, this is why you have to listen to catback sound clips and people's like people on YouTube who put their real world reviews on does the car drone, because that's the most important. It all depends on the exhaust setup. From what I know, Nvidia's don't drone, Fast Intentions don't drone, and Arc doesn't drone. I haven't really been in other cars or around other cars with different exhaust setups, so it really comes down to the person's ear. But definitely, I recommend listening to sound clips on YouTube. All right, I'm sorry I can't really give you much of an answer there. Chef, I have 22. Okay, cool. Why Boost is streaming in the closet right now? Yeah, yo, I'm telling you, man, I'm low budget right now. Like, I have the sheet up, but it's literally last minute. Usually I have a better setup. I have like the wall up and everything, but it's super last minute. I got threw up an LED light. But if you guys donate to your boy Boost, maybe I could have better production here. What's going on? But it doesn't look too bad, right? Doesn't look too bad. I mean, I could turn a little brightness up and everything like that. I could switch the light if y'all like blue. But thank you, Smear. I appreciate that. Boost, mom. I have a 2013 G37 and my gallery gasket still went bad. Oh. So that means that you probably have the earlier 2013 then. Because right around 2012, 2013, some people even said 2014, the gallery gasket got changed over to the metal type rather than the plastic type. Damn, man, I'm sorry about that. Well, at least now you can swap in like a 2014, or you can just take off the whole front end and change the gallery gasket so you can keep the same motor. May 2019, the new turbo seals. What's going on, Javier? That was me that asked you that. All right, thank you, Bates. Appreciate that, Bates. Yeah, man. Thank you. You see, I appreciate that, man. Guys, bang with your boy Boost. Javier, what's up? When you cruising the highway, what miles per gallon you get? I've got 31 miles per gallon. The way the car sits right now, I've got 31 miles per gallon as the way the car sits, full bolt on, catted, because my car is still catted, but I've got 31 miles per gallon. The AC compressor is bolted into one place and but also replace. Okay, cool. Chef, laugh loud, get you an April. Cool. I used to be a BMW guy, still am. Went to Q60 because of performance value. To be honest, Mir, I don't even know if Infiniti even gives a performance value anymore. I'm just being honest, like, because now with the Lexus coming out with their IS 500, which is going to be damn near 500 horsepower, it's going to be faster out the hole. Yes, you can tune the Q50s, cool, but out the hole, it's a V8 and it sounds amazing. Also, the Acura TLX Type S is going to be down on power, but I think it's going to be a really good performer once they tune that car. It's going to be a really good performer. I don't like the transverse style. But that single turbo V6 to me, I think is unlimited possibilities. As long as that motor could take boost, that cars might be a problem. Saw that. Okay, the bill. Okay, wait. That the Q70S, if possible. Saw that, but def tranny. That the two. I'm confused, Damon. Okay, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Okay. CC3S says, do you plan on upgrading your turbos on a C63? Gone next level C63S. I'm gonna tell you right now in video. Let me see if I can fix this up a little bit. Yeah, I actually am. I'm smiling about it because now that I have both cars, I enjoy driving both cars, right? But I know that I'm probably gonna have another 6 months on the Q60, maybe, depending on how I really feel about it. Maybe up to a year. You guys know I'm a four-door lover. I've told you guys. If you guys know the boy Boost, I love four doors. So the Q60 is a good-looking car. I think it's pretty, but it's like it just. I can't say it's me. Like I can't say it's me. Like the Q50 was me, four doors. The Q60 is good-looking, but it just doesn't feel like me. I like four doors. I like to have more space. I like trunk space, and I just feel like it's just not giving me that. And also changing the turbos on the C63. For anyone's watching that might be looking into getting a four-door C63 or E63, the turbos on top of the motor. It only takes like 2 hours to change out the turbos. You don't have to drop the motor and none of that stuff. It's right there. And The only thing I believe in the Mercedes realm is tuning needs to catch up. Like you have Eurocharge and Rentec, but I believe they charge astronomical numbers and their numbers don't return. There's no way that those cars should be making like 700, 800 wheel easy. They have more displacement. The turbos are larger than ours, especially when they change the turbine wheel. The transmissions are better than ours too. I think there's so much left in the C63 and E63s when they're finally like tuned and E85 and all that, but I think no one wants to pop the motors. So they're super conservative on their tunes in this on that platform. Because what maxed out Q50s, Q60s make with upgraded turbos is like what C63s, E63s make on like race fuel and upgraded turbos. So I'm like, there's so much more. Especially with the better transmission too. The transmission is so much better. I'm thinking about getting a 330i, and also because the turbos is the same price as the turbos for the Q50, Q60. So knowing that I don't have to drop a motor, it's easily swapped over. Why not? I just need to find a tuner that I trust to do it for me because I think that car is gonna be fast with upgraded turbos. I'm in Germany with the Q60. I need to keep up or beat BMWs and VWs. What should I do for So you have if I go RS 400 or 500. James Goodman, if you're a little bit confusing me here, but you said you have the Q60 VR30. BMW, that's pretty much BMW territory. they I mean, come on, it's a B58 ZF transmission out there. It's really hard to compete. I don't know if you have any tuners out there, but you'll probably have to get a tuner from over here. I know emissions is probably different in Germany, but if you can, I think I have a modification list, but I'm gonna make it easy for anyone who's watching. Um, in his case, he wants to beat these cars. Number one, you're gonna have to go with full downpipes. You're overseas, I assume it might be full catted downpipes. I don't know if there's any manufacturers or companies over there that make performance modifications for your car. But if you can, try to find someone who you can purchase full downpipes from. Number two, you're gonna need a CATBACK exhaust of your choosing. Just listen to sound clips. You're in Germany, so I know some of this stuff might have to be shipped to you, which might be quite expensive. So look for something locally. Three, you're gonna need a heat exchanger upgrade. So I don't know what companies are over there in Germany too. So you probably have to ship it over there, but maybe the Infiniti dealerships over there, if they still have any, might have an AMS version over there because they sell AMS heat exchangers over here. But if they don't, just look around, look at different heat exchangers you can purchase, maybe from online that's close, and have that shipped to you. Get these parts thrown on a car and hit up some of your favorite tuners, some of the favorite tuners in America. I don't know any tuners across the seas, but they can tune your car remotely. When you tune someone's car remotely, they're going to send you a little dongle that goes into the OBD, and it'll rewrite rewrite the parameters on your ECU for you. And you just have to have a laptop or the dongle, which they'll send to you, and they'll literally be able to street tune your car. They'll just actually do a couple of procedures, like do third and fourth gear pulls, and then you'll have a fully tuned car that's full bolt on whatever fuel you have over there. It is a process, but it's well worth the wait. And knowing you're in Germany, it might be a little hard, but best of luck, brother. All right. I might get a 2017 Q50 3.0T 20,000 mile gifted to me by my parents and uncle. Graduate. Is there anything I should be worried about? Anything to keep in mind? Well, you're new to the game. Please don't go and start trying to make it fast yet. Like learn the car first, because some guys, y'all just go get this car and y'all want to fully tune it. You come from 300 horsepower to a 500 horsepower. That's a big difference in performance. I'm telling you that right now. But you just do your regular maintenance. Do the oil change, do transmission fluid. What's 20K on a transmission? So don't do a transmission fluid change. You can do rear diff, front diff change, fluid change if it is an all-wheel drive. Transfer case probably still looking good, but you can still change it if you really want to. Check your brakes, your tires. Just make sure the car is road ready, which I hope they have the car that way. And outside of that, there's really nothing else I can really tell you, man. Just make sure you check the oil every month or every 2 weeks. Because I'm not saying that these cars burn oil, but I know you're gonna get in this car and you're probably gonna beat on it a little bit. So you just gotta make sure that if you are beating on it, if you ever do run into an oil problem, which is not common, that you actually check it though and catch it before it might destroy the motor or something like that. But it's not common over here. Why would I be wearing a mask in the house, in my own house? What we doing over here? If I want a new feeling, okay, cool. 1 second. Wow, I got a lot of questions here and comments. Hey, just wondering, when doing roll racing, are you brake boosting? Well, you really can't brake boost, or at least hold the brake and gas at the same time while rolling with these cars. So it's not possible. Hey, make sure everyone updates the JB4 new firmware fixes faults map switching. Okay, cool, Jake. So Jack said, if you do have a JB4, you should update it. I guess they probably switched up the maps recently, so definitely check that out. Boost motion, and yeah, I park outside with ceramic coating. Well, I'm really back on these questions. I gotta speed up. Rising nice, okay, cool. 330, okay, cool. Oh, shout out to Smear, thank you, man. Appreciate the $2 super chat. Definitely, I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Thank you, Smear. I appreciate that, brother. Okay, get to yellow stuff. Well, I'm way back on questions. Whoa, give me a second. I'm way back. All right. Get yellow stuff. Yellow stuff wasn't too bad. Yellow stuff pads isn't too bad. I think I've had red stuff on my car. My Maximus back in the day, my G37. I definitely like the red stuff more. Yes, handle Homestead Speedway. Okay, cool. Hawk 5 on pads, Montilla fluid. Okay, cool. My Q50 handle road course full hour. Track fence, no issues. Okay. Yeah, but Marcus, isn't your car? Didn't you change up a lot of parts on your car, Marcus? Your car is not fully stocked. I swear you upgraded some stuff on it. How can give me a second, guys? I'll get back to these emails and stuff later. Okay, cool. I have adaptive suspension, silver as well. Okay, cool. How can I get my Q60 to like 350 wheel? That's nothing. Which Q60 though? Is it the Q60 with the VR30, Dave, or is it the Q60 with the 3.7? Because that's the confusion there. All right. I think a proper aero suspension, pads, tires, you'll be fine. There's no real aero we can really do. Like, how much people put a wing on the back of their Q50, Q60? Like, no one. No one ever really does that. Wow, you blew up your Q60. That freaking stinks. Blah blah blah. I have bad experience with the past JB4. I'm thinking both tones. Okay, cool. Take the JB4 off and then just go get a full-fledged tune. It's lit. Thank you, Boy Junior. Appreciate that. How okay? Will you still be getting a manual G37 to learn stick, or nah? You done? Yo, Fly Guy, what up, man? Shout out to NYZ Fly Guy in the chat. Yo, he wrapped his G. I thought you was gonna leave the platform, but you just bagged the car and then changed up the color, and I was like, this car is now sexy as fuck. Like, but after the Q60. I'm talking about seriously. After the Q60, I would like to get the G37, because both my cars, like even though I have the 63 is more of they're both my dailies, but I know that I'm not doing anything crazy with the Q60. Like I'm not. I'm not. Like I'm just gonna get the tune and maybe do some more stuff after the tune with the car, and then it might be bye bye, bon voyage. I might. I would like to get a G37. I would love to get a G37 coupe. Even though I said I'm a sedan lover, I know with the G37 though, it'll be more of a purpose built, because I'm getting a stick. I'm learning how to drive with it. I'm doing some of the same common modifications because I want to be like other YouTubers that are a little bit more successful, because you realize that some of them successful YouTubers, some of them go through a lot of cars and they gain a lot of experience, and it always continues to give new content. That's why I went and got the 63, because I wanted to just do more with the Q60, but now I'm like, I know the ceiling here with the platform, and I'm just like, do I want to spend $10,000 to make a two-door fast? I'm not really into the Q60 like that. The Z63 I have a whole new love for, but I still want to get a G37. I've always wanted to own a white G37 black leather interior or red leather interior. Always wanted to. If not, a red one. If not a red one, maybe the Malbec black, but we'll see what happens in the future. Definitely. Even an IPL, but IPLs are super expensive. It's like the same price as my Q60 now. It's freaking ridiculous. Ethanol probably. Yep, coilovers and springs, 9-day difference. Infiniti is replacing the engine and turbos for free though. I have a 2021 Q50 stock. Will E85 mix do anything towards horsepower? Well, it's a brand new car, bro. So like E85, throwing a little E85 in there really isn't gonna do anything. unless like you're running on 91 fuel, but you're not going to see any difference in performance. You need to get properly tuned for these mixes. Or if you're running a JB4, it usually helps out a lot more because you're running more boost. BIM coin to the moon. Boosted motion coin to the moon. Chef, okay, cool. At least a 2019 fully loaded for $400 a month. Yeah, that's definitely a good price. Let's go, Lexus. They doing great things while other companies are garbage. I agree. Rump Ranger, thank you again on the C63. I agree. As a car lover, which you guys are watching, right? You guys are car lovers. I think they're doing a great job. They're putting that V8 in the Lexus. Even though I didn't like it at first, I get it now. I get it. It's rear-wheel drive, and it's a luxury vehicle, and it's V8. There's not much. What market can you tell me right now that has a V8 luxury car that's not turbo? And like, it's not a thing anymore. Like, we don't have that. This is gonna be the only car that's Japanese that comes V8 rear-wheel drive. Do they even still make the V8 Genesis anymore? Remember they had those, like it was a 5.0. I don't think there's no other car maker really making V8 rear-wheel drive luxury cars anymore, sedans, unless it's twin turbo and it's something from Germany. So there's not gonna be no V8 made in under Infiniti, and they ain't making no V8 in Acura, definitely not. So I think it's and the amount of performance that car has for what it is. It's a good looking car too. I think the refresh looks really good on the Lexus IS too. So I think that car is gonna look really good. I just know that out the box, it's gonna be pretty freaking fast. I love the 340i. Yes, I think the 340i is dope. Okay, cool. I hope to get rid of my 2015 for a G82. I think the new G80, G82s are gonna be beast. Well, y'all guys don't know yet because it hasn't come out yet. But that all-wheel drive S58 motor, 8-speed ZF. My boy Winner might be in the chat right now. He has a X4M. The car's just tuned, just stage one, just tuned, and it's probably making, I would probably assume 550, high 500s to the wheels as a truck, And those cars, just the X3, X4Ms tuned, run low 11s at the track as a truck with it tuned. Think about that. No other modifications. So just think about a car now that's 3,900 pounds versus something that's 4,600 pounds. Car's gonna be no joke. I just really wish it didn't make that front bumper so goddamn ugly. All right. Damn, that shit sounds like a great move. Show, I love to get an M4 single turbo swap on it. Well, you don't have to. Well, you're just gonna pure turbo swap on that car, and that's really it. Call it a day. Your favorite TL. So you're in the market for a Q50 3.7. All right, so your favorite TL. I'm gonna tell you straight up like this. Was going to go with the S, but I heard the Q50's road drive. Yeah. So yeah, you can get a road drive version, or you can get the all-wheel drive version of 3.7. Those cars are really reliable. You shouldn't have any issues with those cars, just like the Acura TLs, really reliable. But what's gonna happen is once you get the 3.7, you're gonna know that there's a bunch of people who have 3.0 Ts, which is twin turbo V6, and you're gonna be jealous because they make double the amount of power you make, and it's the same car. I mean, this is if you don't care about making performance. If you don't care about performance, just looks, bags, wheels, and all that, gets the perfect car to get. Perfect. You can even get the hybrid version too if you really want the 3.5 hybrid in rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive if you want to save some gas. Okay, can a JB4 VR beat a Scat Pack? It's going to be very hard for your JB4 VR30 to beat a Scat Pack. Check some of my older videos. I raised a tuned Boton. He was still catted, tuned CATBACK. No, I think he had headers. No, he didn't have headers. He was tuned, intake, and exhaust Scat Pack 392. Well, versus my Boton JB4, we were door to door. It's very hard. You can't beat those cars that easy. Maybe from like a dig. But road race is you need to get tuned to be able to beat a Scat Pack that's modified. Okay, so you have a great YouTuber in your area, Tune 63 in your area, the Tune 63. All right, so I'm gonna look him up. You said it's called the Tune 63. There's a couple of cats who definitely had C63s in New York City, plenty. but most of them had it for like the last had them for like 3-4 years ago. So they're tired of this car. They're tired of the platform. I mean, maybe I could cop some old parts from them, but a lot of people definitely moved on from that. Bear with me. I'm actually want to see if I can find that tune 63. Let's see if that's it. Nope, it didn't come up. It didn't come up at all. Nope, definitely didn't see it come up. But anyways, let me continue. Sorry guys, don't beat me up. I'm sorry. If you guys are new to the channel, let me do some housekeeping. Once again, happy June 1st. I consider this prime time. This is when, mainly in New York, this is when it's the hottest. We do the most ratchet stuff and we just have fun. Also, on top of that, thank you guys for really banging with your boy Boost. I appreciate all the subscribers, the views. I appreciate the guys who like, subscribe, comment below. You guys have been connecting. And I think the next 3 months are going to be amazing for you and your families. And I'm just going to continue to try to keep working, make good informational content. On this live stream, I am talking about car stuff, but I am talking about other things outside of car stuff. You know, some people talking about cryptocurrency. This is stuff that we as men, we want to talk about how to make that money, how to get that coin. We want to get this, when you get these nice cars, right? But also on top of that, I have a lot of information that I don't share about you guys. I know a lot about credit and you guys credit together. I know about, now I won't say finance. No, I know about finance or whatever. Know a lot of stuff about the manosphere, helping men to be the best men they could be. Just guiding and mentoring men so through their emotional problems. Like I know a lot and I've helped a lot of people. I just don't tell you guys that because I just do YouTube car stuff. But outside of that, like I'm outside this YouTube spectrum, I do a lot. I like to help out my fellow brothers and my fellow families out there, man. We all going through some kind of struggle, man. All right. So if you guys want to hit me up and talk to me, let me know. Let me know. But anyways, let's continue. You put M37 front axles on your old Q50. Do you think they have to put them? No, you don't have to, Joe, with cars. You don't have to put the M37 axles on. It all depends on how low you are. That is mainly it. If you're super low, yes, you start running into axle problems. Like some people like to slam their cars. So if you're slamming it, I would recommend put the longer axles in. This will help you with vibrations. Not saying it won't stop vibrating, and it'll help you. It'll help you so that the axle won't pop out on aggressive turns. So this is for people who want to slam their Q50, Q60s. All right. Yep, definitely beat them on digs. What's the first performance mod you should do to your stock Q60? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. In this, being in this platform since it started, it's gonna have to be a heat exchanger. You're not gonna get the return in power necessarily, like you don't gain power, but what you would do is you'll get a return in keeping power. You'll be more consistent because the heat exchanger on these cars are so inefficient that after like one gear pull, then you go do a second gear pull, the car doesn't feel like it has the same performance. But when you go to a larger heat exchanger, this allows you to this allows your car not to heat soak as fast. So that's the first modification I would recommend. All right. Serious question. My Q50 with the JB4 wires. When I step on it, it sounds like it's blowing air out the turbos, but it only happens when it's with the JB4, then it cuts all power. Yo, at Wildlife, I don't think it's the turbos because the JB4. Take the wires off. Take the EWG wires off. I have not run those or even tried to. I'm not saying that Burger Tune doesn't make reliable parts. I just don't know about it. I would recommend either disconnecting those wires and just run the JB4 regular. If you run the JB4 regular without the wires, the fuel wires, the EG wire, EWG wires, take that stuff off and just have the JB4 itself. If you run it without that stuff connected and you still have the problems, then it might actually be an issue with the JB4 itself. To contact Burger Tuning, see if there's maybe some issue with maybe the software on there. Excuse me, or maybe a hardware issue. All right, but I recommend to don't run the EWG wires and don't run the fuel wires. I don't really recommend doing that. What's going on, Curry, man? It's good to see you, man. It's been a long time, Curry. What's up? Okay, yep, exactly. B58 is a really good engine. S58 is just better internals, making it stronger. Yeah, front bumper kind of ugly. Yep. Front grille on the G82, not the bad in person. Depends on the color. Like if I ever was gonna get a G82 or G80, that front bumper, I have to get the either car has to be all black or like the red. Red would be good. I think I would only get red, to be honest with you. Probably red because I don't want a black car again. So I'll probably just get the red G80. But even then, and more, I've been watching some of the people who've been reviewing the sorry, see Q50. My old Q50's thinking about me. I've been reading the reviews from the G80 and the G82, and what I gotta sit there and tell you guys is this: if I was gonna get it, I really want those carbon fiber seats, but everyone's complaining about the carbon fiber seats. They said it's not fun, it's not comfortable, it's really only for the track, and I'm like, I kind of assume that because they put that thing right in the middle to, I guess, to add so your legs don't slide left and right. And it is a carbon fiber racing seat. I get it, but there's so much about love about that car, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love to get it though. I would love to get it, but then that means I would have to get rid of the C63 to get a freaking M3. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Nah, I like the V8 too much, man. Woo. Anyways, let me continue. All right, putting JB4 on a Q50 Red Sport will give you more power. Yes, JB4 boost controller. You on average for a Red Sport, you should get between about 20 to about 50, maybe even 60 horsepower, depending on the fuel you have, depending on where you live. But on average, you should be between 20 and 40 horsepower. I'm just being on the low end here. 20 is depending on map. You're not like you're gonna buy it only get 20 horsepower. You can usually run a higher map that will give you like 40 to 50 horsepower, but it all depends on what map you guys want to run. What do you think about the FX50 with the V8? Should be a fun crossover. There'll just be a reliable crossover. I mean, any V8 truck or crossover, it should be perfectly fine. I don't know if it'll be fun. Like, what is exactly fun? Because I've driven a Toyota Matrix in the past, and I thought that car was amazing to drive, and it was stick shift too. I enjoy driving the Toyota Matrix. It was fun. So some cars are just riots, and it's just fun. Like my homeboy's car, his 5.0 Mustang. When I drive his car, it's fun because it makes all the noises. It feels like it's a party, you know. So it all just depends on what you're looking for. But you know, me, I like to cruise and chill. I'm not trying to do act up too crazy, you know. So that's why I like the C63 because it makes all the noises. I got blower valves on it. It got the V8. It got the turbo spool. I'm gonna put some intakes on that car too soon. You guys are gonna see some videos on the C63 with the Q60. It's gonna be some good stuff. I'm telling you. Hmm, okay, cool. Bear with me, guys. Don't beat me up. If you guys got any questions, just write in the chat. Any questions? Put in JV4. Blah, blah, blah. What do you think about that? I heard the twin turbo version blow out quickly. I'm not sure if I ever dealt with that. Okay, cool. So you know what, favorite TL, that makes sense. If in all honesty, I would recommend going with reliability first, and later down the line, if you want, you could come over to the three. If you enjoy the car a lot, then come over to the 3.0 T world. But yeah, the 3.7 is definitely a workhorse motor and it's super reliable. Would it be smart to make a 08G37 a turbo car? Why not, Bates? You can. There's plenty of people who've been turboing those VQs. VQ motors are been getting turbo ever since they've been coming out. Most of them, on average, they're making 500 wheel horsepower on 93, and that's low boost. That's it. But some people are making 600, 700, but then, you know, they run into issues with the motor, where the head gasket lifts. But you can, if you want to. You're going to have to change out the transmission too or get a built transmission. You can either do the VR30 transmission swap because the stock transmission is not going to take it, or you can just build a transmission from level 10 or pure transmissions. Boost, do you get tired of answering the same questions even though you have so much knowledge? At Justin Shannon, you know what, bro? I think I enjoy helping people. Like, you don't understand. Like I said, outside of this YouTube spectrum, I really help people, man. Like I really mentor people. It's before this car YouTube thing, I really was trying to help people get mentally fit and stuff. But you know, no one really wanted to listen to some random dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that YouTuber was not catching really any subscribers. You know, so I just found a different way to an avenue of helping people. And I think this is one of the ways because when I first came into the car realm, when I was like, well, I was like cars when I was a kid. But once I like started getting more out there, I got my own first car and stuff like that. there wasn't really much places to find information other than forums. And forums is where you go and ask questions for people, and either people make fun of you or not. But I researched and learned so much. But there was always people who were willing to answer your questions. And I realized that as I got older, there's always a new kid get in a car, like a little boy. You know, I don't say little boy, but an 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 16-year-old get in a car, and they want to learn about it, and they want to learn quickly, and they want to get the information because they like engulfed and they love the car. And I realized that that's a specific niche in YouTube where you give valuable information. I mean, not a lot of people donate to the channel. I know other channels where they'll just donate 5, 10, 20, $30, like just because they love that YouTuber, even though they don't give no value. They just there for entertainment. But at the end of the day, I just enjoy helping people, man. And that's just really it. Sorry for making it all emotional, but it's just, it is what it is. I know how it feels to like not know something and just want to find that one person that's just willing to give me the answers. And I won't like drain them though of answers. You know, they just gave me that first stepping stone, and I know that once I gain that momentum, I just start going. So, and I realize a lot of people I've met in the last 2-3 years, they don't hit me up and ask me questions no more because they went out there and they started really researching. Anyways, thank you, Justin. That was a good question. They sent me a brand new JB4. Okay, cool. Oh, wow, Life. So that's the brand new one they sent you, bro, and it still has that issue? Yeah, double check that, bro. Jason said, do you think injectors tick loud as fuck on these cars? Yeah, it's a direct injection, bro. You can go on a Volkswagen, you go to Mercedes, all these other different makes and models of cars that got direct injections. It's loud. It's super loud, especially if they have high pressure fuel pumps. Shout out to Justin, man, Justin Shannon. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, man. Good question that you asked me earlier, man. It was a really good question. Green is my favorite color. Black or olive, man. Green looks like okay, cool. So we're gonna see how that G82 look, man. But I'm really a fan of the red. I think the red with the black leather-ish Alcantara interior is, if I was gonna get one, that's what I would get. Because I kind of looked at it already. I kind of like the blue, but I want to do something. I never had a red car before. Get a daily, then go get a crazy. What do you feel about Hellcat Chargers? They're dope. I have old videos making fun of them and stuff like that, but I think Hellcats are super. You gotta respect them. As much as you don't want to, you got to. It's a 6.2 liter supercharged, either 6-speed manual or 8-speed automatic, and it's just it screams America. Like, if it was up to me, if I can afford it, I would love to own a red eye Charger wide body. I would love to, even though it's the same car for like the last 27 years. Now, it wasn't 27 years. What is it? They never changed the body style of the car. It's the same car from like 2006. So the chassis is literally the same chassis. But I think the evolution of the Charger from like 2006 to now has been amazing. Even though we make fun of American cars, I think that is dope. It's just raw power. It's just, you can't beat it. You just can't beat it. So that's how I feel about it, man. I think they're great cars, but they're only for what it's used for. To go straight line and go fast. Go onto a track and go fast. That's it. That's what they're built for. You don't go get a Hellcat because you want to go on an actual slalom course or anything like that, or damn, I can't even remember the words. Autocross or anything like that. You won't do that in that car. That car's not made for it. But for just strict power, they're at the top. Everybody wants to be Hellcats. If you can't be the Hellcat, you're not quick. Like, you gotta like, that's the benchmark. If you can be the Hellcat, you're quick. You're not fast, but you're quick. All right, bro. I don't know where to. Bro, I don't know you. We're on OnlyFans. I sub. Nah, I don't got. Wait, what? You were on OnlyFans? No, man, I wasn't on OnlyFans. That'd be kind of funny though. Boost emotions on OnlyFans. Out here clapping cheeks on some couple of shorties. That would be crazy, right? I don't even know how that would turn out. That would be freaking hilarious. I'll probably have 2 incomes at that point because I own one and I get so much hate for having a boat. Nah, man. See, look, I told you, Rasta, like, it is what it is. I have videos where I'm clowning on Hellcats. but they're dope. Like, I think they're dope. Like, you got straight power. Like, but here's why I think people make fun of them, though. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Here's why I think people make fun of Hellcats, right? It's sometimes the owners just think that they can't lose. That's the only problem I have with like Hellcat owners. They think they can't lose uh uh STI with an upgraded turbo pulls up next to them with a boat motor and just destroys them. An Evo, a Q50, a Toyota Camry with a turbo. Like, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. If anyone's watching, someone had wrote, and I'm in a Black Audio Enthusiast group on Facebook. They had wrote this about Hellcats because everybody likes to hate on them. He said that anybody who buys a Hellcat doesn't know about cars at all. And I was just like, why do you write that? But then he commented below, he was like, because they think because they went and bought it because of the number. But if you're in automotive, if you're in the automotive, if you're an automotive enthusiast, you understand that numbers don't mean anything. Because you can have a Hellcat, right? That's 797 horsepower. And then you could get a Carrera GT, a Carrera S. That's a Porsche, and it'll have like 400, close to 500 horsepower. For some strange reason, that Porsche is gonna always beat that Hellcat, because when it comes to power and weight, when it comes to a really snappy transmission, the power delivery, all that stuff matters. Aero. So that's why people, I think, hate, because sometimes, some of y'all dudes don't know nothing about cars. Like, oh, I just got 797 horsepower. Congratulations. All right, okay, cool. But then they'll lose to a 550, 600 horsepower car. Why? So I think that's really why they hate it. It's not necessarily you. It's just the owners sometimes just don't know anything. Um, Anyone ever say you sound like a Rich Rebuild? Rich Rebuild's pretty cool. I like his channel. I definitely, again, thank you, Asian Max. I definitely like Rich Rebuild's channel. He's doing some weird stuff. I think he even put the V8 in the I think I haven't caught his video. I think one of them knows he's trying to put a V8 in the Tesla. And I was like, this dude is just making content. But I remember before he exploded, I was watching his channel when he had the C7. I think it's a C7. Yeah, C7. And then he just got the Tesla, and then he just wanted to rebuild it. And I was like, that's kind of cool that he's doing that, because it was kind of like a B is for build type of content, where I like to see people like piece things together. That's how I've always been since I was a kid. Like, I like to take things apart and put it back together. So that's what makes me feel comfortable with my hands. So I really like the content he made, but I think now he went a little bit more mainstream a little bit, but even though he still has the quirkiness that he has. Williams, all right. Thank you, man. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate it. All right, brother Rasta. How do you feel about Soho Motorsports? Soho Motorsports been in the community for at least the last 6 years. They're building some good cars. They're building some good cars. I don't know the tuners or the people who work there personally, but good amount of people I know people from there, and I haven't heard bad things about Soho Motorsports. So definitely check them out. I would only recommend it because if I trust my people who go there, then I'm gonna trust the company. My right side turbo blew in my 2018 Q60 at 29,000. I got warranty fixed in now. They're rebuilding the motor, 2 new turbos and new trans. I have basically full bolt on and ready to shoot. All right, so you're lucky, okay? Because I know plenty of people who send me emails at my through social medias who had bolt on upgraded turbos or whatever, Q50, Q60s, and their warranty they was like, nah, your car has bolt on. So you're one of the lucky ones. Some people just filter through. I guess they have a relationship with the Infiniti dealership, but other people, nah. That's why I always tell people, if you ever run into a catastrophic issue where a turbo goes out or you blow a motor or something, send it to a private shop and have them take that stuff take the bolt-ons off the car. This is why you keep your stock stuff. Put it somewhere in a closet, in the backyard, wherever you can put it in storage, and then put that stuff back on the car, because it's going to save you thousands of dollars. Take it right back. They're like, oh my God. And they'll just warranty it, because sometimes it's better for the used condom not to be there, if you know what I mean. All right? You guys know what I mean? Don't do this, what I'm saying, but don't be out here slipping. All right? Should I okay do the boost? You ever seen or heard of any modified 2.0 Ts? If so, do you think it would stand? No. I doubt a 2.0 T is gonna be the 3.7 tuned. I doubt it because the few people I know who have tuned 2.0 Ts, which is like this much people, they're only making like 250, 260, like high 200s to the wheels, and their motors aren't that much more lighter than a 3.7. So it's I would love to see someone upgrade the 2.0 T's turbo. Like I know it can be done. It must be easy as hell to do. Put an upgraded turbo in that car and then run E85. Hopefully, maybe some of the similar parts, but it's a Mercedes motor, so it would have to be someone who want to research the Mercedes motor and how to do it. But I think if it's a large turbo, if that motor takes a lot of boost, it's probably gonna be a quick car because come on, 2.0 T single turbo, it should be make compared to other 2.0 Ts out there. If it's like an upgraded hot side, cold side, I would assume it probably make like 455. But even more than the sky's the limit at that point when it's a single turbo setup. But then at that point, who's gonna do it? Not me. Let me see. Okay, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I wanna. Some of these questions started dumping because I was talking too much. Would be great if Infiniti changed the interior. Yes, it would be. And they actually are. If you have noticed, I think the QX80, they finally changed the interior to like the QX50 and the QX55 recently. So I believe the interior has changed up a bit, but they still have the shitty infotainment. They still have the same infotainment, even though they have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto now. It's still like they have that base type of infotainment. I don't like that. Um, or is there a break-in period before I should modify it? Your break-in period, if they give you new motor, is usually 1,000 miles. They use a certain type of motor oil in there. It's like a break-in motor oil. So it's recommended that you break it in for first 1,000, then you drain that oil, and then you put in the fresh oil that you're going to want to be running, and then then start modifying it again. All right. Also, you have to see why that turbo might have failed before. The turbos just don't fail for no reason. Usually, turbos fail from extreme heat and extreme stress, or extreme non-lubrication, if you know what I mean. So your oil pressure might have ran really low. So maybe this time run like a 040 or 540 oil, because the hotter the oil gets, you lose oil pressure. You lose oil pressure, you lose bearings on the motor and the turbos. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Nah, I'm a JDM for life. Germans have 250 diagnostic feet. Ooh, yeah, you're right about that one. Okay, basically, I like it. Cool. I got it clapped. Everyone gets clapped by a 600 horsepower Civic. Shoot, I got clapped by a freaking 250 horsepower Civic. Okay, this is my G days. I know yeah, like, it is what it is. They all they did was swap the motor to a K20 or K24 NA and strip the interior. You don't even have to strip the interior. Those cars are just really fast with bolt-ons and a tune. And it's so light. I want an old school 240E55 AMG. I think I have a video on this channel if you want to check it out. I reviewed a 2008, 2007 E55 on that had headers and a tune, upgraded heat exchanger. My friend now, he got a Q60, then he got a M4 now. But that's like one of my first videos if you want to check it out. So if you guys ever want to see me review a car and start a YouTube channel, it's on the channel. Check it out, all right? And they're pretty quick too. The transmissions they're not all of that. Like it's like a 5-speed transmission, so it kind of dumbs down the front of the car. But the torque it had, boy, ooh. Okay, cool. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that question is not for me. Would you ever do an old school Civic build? I know nothing about Civics. Nothing. I mean, I know about Civics, but I don't have a love for them. And I know for a fact, everyone that I know ever had a Civic, they were paranoid because somebody was gonna try to steal it or they stole it. So I wouldn't feel comfortable. I wouldn't feel comfortable having a Civic sit on the street, especially one I'm building it. And I think Civics are dope though. I would like to like do like a K20 swap and do like a engine wire harness tuck, like repaint the car, just have the car look sexy and clean on like 15s and 16s. Static, no bags, just static bags, clean interior. Ooh, with the Type R seats. I think they had like the Type R Integra seats. I think swap. I've seen it and it looks so good. Mm. But I wouldn't do something like that. Nah. Certain dealers are relaxed to others. Honestly, thanks for all the info you provide. I watch a lot of your videos about the Q50 before buying it. Thank you, Secret Agent Max. I appreciate that very much. Any chance of Infinity meetup cruise? Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie, my weekends are booked up in June already. From I just went on vacation to Cancun to this weekend I'm working, and then this car got to get tuned. Next weekend I'm pretty much gone. We gotta have to do it, man. Just follow me on Boost Emotion on IG. I know I have to do it. I've been promising everybody yet. There's supposed to be an appreciation meet I'm supposed to have too with All Out Motorworks in Long Island. And we haven't even set up a date for that yet, too, because he has so much car builds going on right now. We want to clean a lot out. And I don't want you guys coming from Connecticut all the way to Long Island for an appreciation meet. I want to do something in Jersey. I did tell some of you guys that live in Jersey, if you know of any large parking lots that are not really or of abandoned parking lots ish, like a store that might have went out of business and they just have a huge parking lot that's just like kind of in the middle of nowhere. Um, I would like to do something like that so that everyone can meet up in the tri-state area. Uh, After the car is tuned, I'm gonna try to find some dates in June, July where I can go to either Atco Dragway or Cecil Dragway in Maryland. So I'll just go there to race the car at the track, and I know there's somewhere we all can go, hang out, talk, and just hang out. It would just be nothing but car stuff there. So that's what something I would want to do for like Jersey slash Maryland. So best believe something's gonna happen in the future. It's just that I really just been so super swamped with just my regular life. I drove a 2.0 T slow. I drive a 2.0 T so slow because the car is heavy as shit. Is it worth dropping turbos in a 3.7S? There's plenty of people who do it. Check his channel out. He made the 1,000 horsepower Q50 3.7. It's supercharged though, but he's aiming to make 1,000 wheel horsepower. He made about 850. So these cars are no games, and you can make like six. You can make about 600 wheel with a supercharger easy on these cars. Just buy a Tesla infotainment. Okay, cool. Full send. About the okay. How do you feel about the Q50 Q60 interior? It's dated. Like I said earlier, it's dated. They need to change it up. Picking up a new I-Line RS400 Saturday. Well, welcome to the family. Boosted VK56 swap and a G30. Oh, that's not even possible. If someone did it, I don't think it's even possible. They probably VK56 swapped rear-wheel drives, but I doubt all-wheel drive swaps. Let me see if I could change some light up in here, guys. Bear with me. That looks a little bit better. Nah. Let's bring back the mood. And we'll keep it dark in here. My bed sheets behind me. Thanks for the input, Boost. Really appreciate all the help and advice you give the community. Now I know where to start after I get the car back. No problem. Official mod. Hey, don't be writing that. Hey, we're not doing that. All right. We're not doing that. No offensive content here. Okay. All right. We don't do that. I thought I would see a lot more of that type of nonsense here, but I don't. So just chill out with that, official. All right. I'm gonna give you one time. All right. But outside of that, let me see what else is here. I could barely see you. Yeah, I know I could barely see you too, hiding behind your freaking shitty avatar. Um, Ban this guy officially, my guy. Cool. It's actually starting to hide a lot what he said, so it's automatically just hiding it. Okay, cool. Now I always give people one chance. You know what I'm saying? Like if people want to show their true side, they can always do it. Like people always have their beliefs and shit. So I really don't care. I just respect everybody. Anyone who knows me, I've said on video plenty of times. I don't care if you're black, white, Jewish, Asian, short, tall, gay, whatever. Like I'm gonna have respect for you. But I'm gonna give you one chance, brother. All right. I appreciate that, official mod. All right. One more chance. Don't do it again. Would you manually swap a Q60? They've already done that. They've already done that. Check out Concept Z Performance. They definitely did a rear-wheel drive. They did a manual swap on a rear-wheel drive Q60. Sexy as hell. Let me see. Blah blah blah. Official manga. Yeah, that's funny. It's a little dig energy. What do you think about the Q60's interior? It's just like the Q50, QX50, QX55. I think I like the two-tone leather, but then I don't like two-tone leather. Like I think two-tone leather sometimes is a little bit dated to me. I'd rather it be like one color with like the diamond stitch like they did in the Q50 Red Sports, or even like the Q60s, like something like that. I think that's so much more better. Because the two-tone is nice, but I just don't think it ages well. Like think about any car you know from the past that had two-tone leather. And when you see it now, how do you feel about it? You don't feel that good about it, right? Exactly. um, let me see. Let me go back up. Official they got that raises. Okay. Second RS owner on. Okay, cool, Sam. That's what I'm talking about. I report that full boost every message. Listen, Jeremiah, it's all right, man. Guy is busted. It's all the way. 2021. Scat pack owners. Shout out to Smear again. What are you doing? Step boost gap. Thank you, Smear. That's funny, man. Scat pack owners are dope though. I'm not gonna lie, man. They know how to slide. That's one thing Mopar dudes got. They know how to slide and they know how to go straight line. I'm telling you. Okay. Okay, Smear, use so I gap your ass. Yo, okay. Had to report him though. Meant you to personally. AMS launch control tune/mod. Oh, I don't know about launch control tune or mod. You can get any tuner based on the new Ecutech software should be able to tune your launch control. So for some of the people who might have a VR30 Q50 Q60 and you're tuned, you probably already know about it. But in the latest firmware, that your tuner can actually set up your launch control. It's not like a launch control from like the BMWs and stuff, but you pretty much just hold the brake and give it gas for a certain amount of time frame, and the car automatically just kind of like slips the torque converter, whatever it does, and then you can build a lot of boost off the line. All right, cool. What do you think about the twin supercharged setup? I don't really like the twin supercharged setup. I think it's too complicated, and it makes things break more often. Just do a single supercharged setup with a VSI from Vortec or whatever it is, or STILLEN, and you'll have plenty. You just go with a smaller pulley that pushes like 15 to 17 psi. All that air that it moves, that's it. You'll be 700, 800, I'll say like 750, 800 wheel, but you're still gonna have to build a motor at that point. Definitely gotta get rid of the transmission. So you just gotta aim for what you really want. The new QX60, not the QX60. Okay. Yeah, the QX60 is nice. It's definitely nice. Remember they basically took the same old motor, 3.5 motor, and they just gave it a 9-speed transmission. I'm still thinking that it's transverse mounted because the Nissan version of the QX60, which is the Pathfinder, is transverse mounted. It's not. I don't think it's longitudinal mounted. So it is what it is, but it's not a performance car. They got it for one reason. Infiniti wants to sell cars that are reliable. They don't want to deal with issues. So why not go with the same VQ motor? It is what it is. I think they should have put the 2.0T motor in there, but maybe that motor might have been underpowered for the weight of the car. Maybe. Had to report him. Okay, cool. Blah blah blah. Hey, bro. My 3.0T ABS lights and traction lights came on. When I step on the gas, I lose power sometimes. Do you have any suggestions? Well, commonly in this platform, usually if your ABS and traction lights come on and or it might say like the transmission might be warm or slipping or something or overheating, it's usually an ABS sensor. But if it's anything outside of that, you're saying that the car loses power, I wouldn't know. That you're gonna have to get someone to actually sit there and run a full diagnostics on the car so they know exactly what sensor went bad. But if you're getting like the transmission is overheat or don't drive the car message, it's usually an ABS sensor. All the car companies down for seduction Hondas have almost. Yo, man, I mean those Hondas, those four-cylinder turbo Hondas now, the Honda Accords, they're fast. They're fast when they're tuned. They're pretty light too. No joke. 2K Range Rover that has 10K in it. Huh. All right, I still don't understand why Infiniti didn't put the DCT or ZF Trans, because the CF Trans, they would have to work with a secondary company to get a CF Trans made for this car. So maybe they didn't want to pay that extra money. Maybe they didn't want to work with them. Also, a DCT, the only real DCT they ever made, from what I only know of the GTR DCT they ever made. So I don't know if they ever made any other cars with a DCT transmission. But knowing that a DCT is it changes the driving feel. So they are always gonna try to accommodate their cars for the masses of people. We're car people. That's why you guys are watching me and I'm to answer you guys questions. We like to modify cars. This is what we like. But the masses of people just want to get in a car that feels super silky smooth, from the way it rides to the way the transmission changes. That's why they went with the CVT and the Nissans, because the transitions, people don't like that the transmission changes gears, you know. But then Nissan found out that their CVTs were complete trash too. So, you know, they should have just stayed with the regular, like they should have made like a 7-speed or something like that. Okay, blah blah blah. Bear with me, guys. Blah blah blah. Thanks. Go cheaper. You talk about AMS overdrive controller. I don't know too much information about that yet at CamZ, but he's bringing up that AMS brought out a new module where you can plug it in, and on demand you can swap your car to rear-wheel drive mode, from what I think what he's talking about. So if you have an all-wheel drive, you can swap it to rear-wheel drive relatively easy and quick. So you can do burnouts at the track and warm those rear tires up, or if you just want to slide the car and have some fun. To me, because I used to do a little bit of electrical engineering, I never finished that degree. So I just know they probably built something with resistors to trick the car and some switch or whatever and switches on it, and that's it. And it's simple. It's probably something so simple and easy that you plug into the harness, or I think this car is called with like a yaw system or something like that under the center console. They probably have some kind of plug-in like that, but it's pretty dope. I don't know too much about it yet, so I can't really speak much about it. But it's probably really good for people who want to start sliding their all-wheel drive cars. Sub Boost, I just got my turbos replaced for oil in the turbos. How much there are people who have oil in replaceable bases because of what? I don't know about oil in the turbos thing, because a lot of people are gonna have, and if any of you guys ever choose to take off your intake system to the VR30, you're gonna see some oil sitting right on the cold side or the inlet of the turbo. That usually comes from a failed PVC system. PVC system, that don't sound right. PCV system. I'm sorry, don't beat me up, guys. I'm confusing the two. I've been on live a little bit, but the PCV system for this car, when it's high load, when the suction gets really high, a lot of that oil vapor gets sucked in from the crankcase, and sometimes it cools and it drips down onto in turbo inlet. Doesn't mean the turbos went bad. That's just what happens with a failed PCV. Guys, don't beat me up on the PCV thing right now. I just can't remember. Okay. Oh, okay. My auntie said you're handsome. Do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I actually do have a girlfriend. Thank you, though. Appreciate that. Smear, yeah, I understand. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Talk. Okay. Let's talk BC versus RSR lowering springs. Due to how bad tower bolts are to get to? Sick of riding stock height. Okay, cool. I said it plenty of times in the video. I'm gonna say it again. I don't like lowering springs. I don't like lowering springs. I don't like lowering springs. I don't. I've had lowering springs on cars before in the past. I just don't like it. I like the idea that you pay the extra money. You'll get a coilover where you can adjust the height, you can adjust the ride comfort, and you can change out the springs to a stiffer spring or a harder spring. The adjustability is limitless. The regular lowering springs, yeah, they're $300. But then you have to swap them on struts that were not designed for lowering springs, which changes up ride comfort. And now you're stuck at that height too. So some of you guys have driveways that you might have a hard time getting into, or certain places you might drive. You might live around a rough road, and hitting all those bumps on stock spring on lowering springs, it's not going to be fun. It may look nice, but in the long run, I don't recommend it. I recommend getting coilovers that changes the whole strut shock assembly. And then let's say you want to sell a car or whatever, you just take the coilovers out and put the stock struts back in, and boom, that's it. You get the money back. Okay. Okay, cool. Choose a 240 over for a ZF. I'm confused. Choose a 240i over Q60 for a ZF. I mean, yeah, 240s. Yeah, 240i. I mean, it's kind of a small car though, but yeah, it's dope. I don't know if they put the B58 in those 240s now. Do they still put the N5? He probably put the B58 in the 240s, and I would assume, unless they still use the N55s. Yeah, but it blows. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. That nice. I don't think Q50 hater. All right, cool. Um, okay, I'm gonna show that. 1 second, guys. I'm going through the messages right now. My IG been talking to Racebox, and man, okay, cool. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm just going to Tesla or Apple CarPlay, which is worth it. I'm not gonna say I'm a supporter of the Tesla screen. I know the latest version. Look, shout out to Insignia. He has a Q50. I don't know if he still has it, but he has a YouTube channel dedicated just to the Tesla information, and I think he has a YouTube group on Facebook, like Insignia Tesla Q50s or something. But their latest version isn't too bad. I like that it changes everything to one screen. I just know it's about $1,000 that I'm spending on infotainment, and I'm a performance guy. I don't really touch much in the middle. I just put my phone on the little, phone dash, whatever it is, phone hook, whatever. And I call it a day. So yeah. But there are aftermarket modules that are about half the price, like $450, that will give you Apple CarPlay and Android Auto if you have a 2019 and older Q50, Q60. You gotta check on eBay and Amazon for those. I don't have any specific companies. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Let me see, blah, blah, blah. You can just unplug the switch in the trunk and go over. Yeah, but the thing, Smear, is with the all drive controller, you don't have to, you do it on demand, and it doesn't get rid of your taillights. So you still have your taillights. Usually when you do the switch thing, usually you'll lose your taillights and stuff like that, and you'll get the stuff on the dash. Can you explain the difference between horsepower to the wheels versus horsepower to the crank? Like, for example, stock 3% makes 3 is that to the okay? So, quickly, crank horsepower is what the motor makes without accessories such as the AC compressor pulley, and other pulleys, accessory pulleys that's on AC compressor and starter or whatever. Not starter, because starter doesn't actually connect it. I'm stupid. Any accessories that will connect to the front, right? Like the water pumps and stuff like that. So that's just how much the motor would make without any load on it. Now, wheel horsepower is how much power you lose from connecting the motor to accessories such as the um, water pump, alternator, transmission, drive shaft, drive axles, wheels, tires, and just the weight of the car. The car usually loses a lot of power because it takes power to actually start to get the car moving. So yeah, a car that makes 330 horsepower. Stock dynos, I believe it's like 260, 270 wheels. So the car loses almost about 50 to 60 horsepower just trying to move this 4,000 pound car and pushing that power through the drive shaft, transmission, and stuff like that. If the 3.7 had, like, for example, if it had like a DCT, which is more like a clutch driven transmission, which is a clutch driven transmission, it probably won't be as robbed as much power because there's a lot of slippage in automatic transmissions. Even though you can have upgraded clutch packs, there's still fluid driven and stuff like that. So you're gonna lose power just on the transmission alone. So hopefully I gave the best example. And don't beat me up, Smear. Thank you for the correction. Hello everyone. Hey Boost. Thank you, Fatty with a cookie. What? Fatty wants a cookie. Okay, cool. All right. Are bad wheel bearings covered under warranty? Yeah, it should be. From what I know, it should be because it's wear and tear. But if it's within the mileage, they should definitely change it if it's bad. Because it's not like an accessory belt of belt pops. That's different. But a wheel bearing, that's a manufacturer warranty failure. It's a failure. It shouldn't fail so early, depending on mileage. All right. I'm gonna go for like another 20 minutes, guys, and I'm gonna be out. Um, Bear me. Where are we at versus M4 cars? We're not close. We're not close. Um, a stock M4, you'll need to have like a 93 tune bolt-on Q50, Q60, VR30 to keep up with a stock M4. Seriously, I'm dead serious. But you should beat them. You should technically beat them. A stock CS makes it runs like 116 and a quarter. So you'll be somewhere right around there, a stock CS. But once the things go tuned on any type of bolt-ons, that's it. Just give up. You're gonna need to have fully 85. And if they're upgraded turbo M3 M4s, you're gonna have to upgrade your turbos too. It's gonna need to be apples to apples, but those cars are just better, bro. They're just better. And also on that, if my boy Winter's watching, I'm gonna I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be racing my boy's M4. He has an M4 drop top, and he has exhaust, and he's I think stage 2. So that's gonna be a good race to see that. But his car should be way faster than mine, though. But it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see that in the future. All right, bear with me, guys. No, that's not for me. Yo, Boost, just got an old catch can and a heat exchanger installed, and engine light came on with the car in park. It revs over 1K and drives fine. What it could be. Well, I don't know what the check engine light's for. I can't answer that. I can't answer that, dude. You gotta get a scanner and see what it's for. You said you installed a heat exchanger, so you gotta make sure all the fluid is bled out of it. Yeah, I'm gonna get some light on me. Yeah. Gets all right, cool. I just want to make sure the light looks a little bit blue there. All right. Right. You're gonna have to get the heat check that out and make sure there's enough fluid in there. And you said you installed a catch can. The catch can, you got to be careful, make sure there's no vacuum leaks too, depending on how you tight it in. So just double check to make sure there's no vacuum leaks at all. And you said it revs over 1K, so there might be a vacuum leak somewhere there. Double check everything, make sure that everything is sealed tight and shut. Anything you recommend looking for to make sure that a good car? For example, I know I have the belt issues. How do I know? Well, check some of my old belt videos. If there's a specific alignment screenshot I put in there, an indicator, but don't be worried really about the belt issue, bro. To be honest, it's $60, $70 to change, and it takes about 15 minutes to change. It's relatively easy, but just take a look at it. At some of those old videos, I put like an indicator. Or you can go to my IG, it might be on my IG, or just go on regular Google search and look for Q60 or Q50 belt indicator diagram or something like that. It'll come up, and then you can actually just pop the hood, and you'll be able to look down and see. Well, you won't be able to because it has a plastic thing covering it, so you won't be able to see. But you'll hear squeaking coming from the motor, though. Like usually when the belt's really bad, sometimes you'll hear it squeaking a lot, like between 2 to 4,000 RPM. Whew, thank you, Taunted. I appreciate that. Did you bleed? Okay, cool. M4 is a better car. Yeah. Wow, it costs more. Yeah, definitely. Hey Boost, will there be refreshing the Q? I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt they refresh the Q6, Q50. Everybody's buying crossovers nowadays. I don't see them. I want them to make another Q50, Q60, but I don't see them making another four-door sedan. Because even though a lot of people buying a four-door, a lot of people buy more of the crossovers now. And Infiniti Nissan, they want to make money. So they're gonna try to probably push the sales for the crossovers a lot more than cars. But we'll see what happens. And I would love for them to add a 9-speed to it. Is it worth buying a cheaper Aero, or should we wait and spend money on good parts? Well, I'm still boost on the budget a little bit, but I can't say I'm boosting the budget with a freaking C63. It doesn't make any sense. Let me turn this light up a little bit, guys. Bear with me. I think it got a little dark in here. I don't really like that. All right, it's a little better. Aero's Aero. I would recommend just staying away. It's the material it's made with. Stay away from ABS plastic. That's pretty much brittle. You can crack that with your hands. You go with the PU material or the PP material. That's the material I usually go for, and I really haven't had any issues with that in the last 10 years. If you guys, I really stay away from some of the carbon fiber aero, like front lips and stuff like that. Like I got a real carbon fiber duckbill, and but like stuff that's close to the floor, I usually don't get that stuff because I don't want it to break. So I mean, sometimes it looks amazing on you guys' cars. I just know that I would have so much anxiety if I like rock chips and stuff like that, and the heat from the exhaust is gonna might burn up the carbon. I just get super afraid of that. No, no. Okay, does all the 3.0 have belt issues? And yes, majority of the 3.0 Ts have the belt issue because, as I said early in this video, what happens is, in my personal opinion, from changing like 6, 7 of them, I don't think it's AC compressor issue. I don't think their engineers should have caught it. I think that, my personal opinion, the automatic tensioner is spring loaded, so it puts too much tension on the belt. The belt's made of rubber, it's gonna stretch with heat. So over time and mileage is gonna pop because it's literally pushing so hard on that belt that it's stretching it out. The indicator itself, the automatic tensioner, has an indicator to let you know how much it stretches out, and it's supposed to be within a specific range. But even then, yo, I've changed what, like 5 of them already. Like it's ridiculous. So, and now I don't wait till it gets bad, but it's only a $60, $70 part to change. I mean, $60, $70 part, that's how much it costs, and it's about 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour for someone who never did it before, but it's relatively easy to change. Don't wait till your belts go bad, guys, or you'll pop it. Don't do that, guys, please. And for any guys who are watching right now, if you are watching me right now, please hit the like button. If you've been banging with your boy Boost, maybe I get 100 likes before I get out of here. Maybe not, but that'll be pretty dope if I could. All right. All right. How are you liking drop air mounts now since you had them? At Steph H, I only had the mounts on the car for about the transmission mount. He's talking about a solid transmission mount. I had it on the car for about 3 weeks. I'm not a race car guy. I'm not. I'm sorry. I heard too much noise coming back from the transmission. Now, performance wise, I definitely noticed way more firmer shifts. The car definitely felt better when it came to shifting. But the noise that comes into the cabin, I just don't like hearing the transmission, actually the torque converter and the clutch packs. You could actually hear that stuff resonating in the car. So I'm not really a fan of that. Shout out to R London, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't have any shots today. I'm not taking any shots, but I'll definitely answer your question. So I so appreciate you so much. But anyway, what's your question? Any thoughts on the Infiniti sports muffler for the 2015 Q50S? Just looking for a little bit more sound. To be honest with you, it sounds great, especially even on the 3.0 Ts. But here's what usually happens with you guys. You go get that AXLEBACK, right, for 700 or whatever amount of money, unless you get it used. But you buy it brand new for like $700. And then you're like, you know what? I want a little bit more noise. Now you have to Frankenstein your exhaust. You have to go get a YPIPE and a MIDPIPE. No, I'd rather you guys look into a quality exhaust that you enjoy the noise out of over YouTube. Just listen to some sound clips or whatever, right? You do that, and you just do it one time. That's my best recommendation. Because spending $700 when you could have spent another 200, 300 and got like a nice decent exhaust, like an NVIDIA exhaust, is like $900. It's a nice sounding exhaust. You know what I'm saying? So if you know you're gonna stick with that, go ahead. See if you can get it on the used market. Outside of that, if you know that down the line you might want to start modifying the car a little bit more, which everyone somehow does, look for a quality catback exhaust of your choosing based on noise. Thank you, R London, for that. I appreciate that super chat so much, man. Thank you so much. All right. I answered Steph's answer question. Okay, cool. I would like to 100% look into cheaper lips unless you really want a real carbon fiber or something specific that look good and does it for purpose. Yep. Look at that's a good answer. My Cuban has 100. Can I do anything or should I just swap for an engine with us? No, don't swap your motor. What are you doing? No, 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 no. At EV3, no. 127,000 miles is nothing for the VQ. You're perfectly fine. Don't swap no motor. That's it. Just keep making sure that there's oil in that girl and keep running her. Transmission wise, change the transmission fluid a little bit more frequent at this mileage. I think the first transmission fluid was like at 50, 60K. After that, change it like every 20, 25K. You want to make sure that transmission stays healthy. Crossovers are rolling into birth control. He said crossovers are rolling birth control. I mean, you got a crossover because you got a baby. So maybe it's the opposite. You fill the crossover up with babies. Hey Boost, I blew the motor on my 335 looking to get a Q60 red sport to mod. Is it reliable as modest mods trying to get away with or Euro prices? Well, because you've been banging, Devon, because you've been banging with BMWs, I know you know way more about them than I do. I know about the N54 though. But this is what I would honestly sit there and tell you. Number one, you don't have to get an RS400. You can get the same one I got. You can get a Q60 3.0T Sport because I know you're going to tune the car anyway. So why not save a couple $1,000s if you're getting on the used market? Just want you to know that. All right. So from 2017 to 2019, they made the 3.0T Sport. I think 2020 they got rid of it. There's only red sport and regular versions. There's no 300 horsepower sports anymore. The car is relatively reliable. You'll make 420 to 450 horsepower bolt-ons all day, every day tune. That's it. You'll be perfectly fine with that. Anything above that, of course, you know, changing out the turbos, E85 and etc. and so on. But right now, most people who are on E85 or on stock turbos are making about 500 wheel. People that are on large upgraded turbos are making about 600 wheel. 600, 650 wheel on E85. So, and the cars are still going. But remember, if you're beating on a car, it can break. Where did I go on vacation? I went to Cancun this weekend. It was great. All right, Felix, I appreciate you, man. Okay, answer that question. Hey, Boost, how can you tell if your belt is going bad? Wow, 50 feet. Well, definitely take a look. Once again, I would recommend a Google search. I have 2 or 3 videos about the alignment issue or the belt issue. Just YouTube it. It'll come right up. Just watch the video. I think I put up screenshots and I actually showed you visually the indicator where it should be. So you can either watch through those videos or you can just Google it. There's forums that have the specific diagram up about the tensioner and where it should be, which range, okay? Woo, coilover was worth it. Yes, I just answered that question a little earlier. No disrespect to Ricardo, but yes, I recommend coilovers over springs any day, all day. Adjustability is important. You can adjust the height, you can adjust the ride comfort, and you can adjust the springs. You can actually change out the springs out and go to stiffer spring or harsher spring. Regular springs, regular springs are not going to give you that. You're going to be stuck at that height. The stock struts are just not made to be lowered. It might drop kind of nice at the start, but after that, it's a no-go. It's really for looks. Some of you guys do it, though. It is what it is, but I don't know how you do it where there's bumps and stuff in the road. Shout out to Ed, man. Thank you so much for the super chat of the $4.99. Thank you, Ed, so much. Thank you. I so appreciative of that. All right, guys, I got 8 minutes left. I was on this was on for about 2 hours. I was only supposed to be on here for an hour, but you guys know when I start talking, I freaking talk. So let me just rush through these questions. Should I wait? Should I wait until I extend my warranty on to get my JB4? And JB4 is just a boost controller. You could put it on map 1 and gain like 30 horsepower. It ain't gonna hurt your car. It's nothing. That's it. You don't have to wait till extending your warranty. Thanks for answering my questions. No problem, London. Just bought a Megan lower downpipes. What are your recommendations? A CATBACK exhaust. Troy, I don't have any recommendations. I'm so sorry because everybody likes different noise, and I'm not a CATBACK person. I'll recommend listening to other YouTube videos on CATBACKs setups and pick your poison from there. All right. Sorry about that. Should I wait until okay, I got the answer to that question already. I went for a 20 bigger break. Yep. Okay, cool. Recommend a good exhaust system for 3.7. Don't want to be too loud. You see, once again, I can't recommend that, guys. Listen to sound clips on YouTube. Pick your poison from there because everybody's ears are different. We all don't hear the same noise sometimes. I might hear a noise that might sound super raspy, and guys might be like, that sounds amazing. Hey, brother, is it safe to get? I think I answered that already. Cool. Thanks for the feedback. No problem. Hey, brother, is it safe to get? I think I answered that question already. Yeah, you just keep sending me the same question. Wheel spacers are a negative for me. Some people don't like wheel spacers. I'm not gonna lie with you. I've had wheel spacers on since my first Maxima. So every single car I've had, I've always had wheel spacers on. Every single one of them. What I recommend is buying from a reputable company. look at what kind of material they use, a certain type of specific aluminum material, and make sure that you torque them down properly. Failures happen because these people don't torque down the freaking lug nuts. I have spacers on my 63 now, which are high freaking quality, super light. Perfectly fine. Just torque down your wheels properly. That's all. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate that for the $5 super chat, man. Thank you so much. Yep. Just get the JB4 and put on map 1 and 2. Nothing crazy. Boost, thank you for the info, support, consistent content. I try my best to be consistent, man. I try my best. Hey, Boost, quick question. Would wheel spacers really affect suspension, cupping, tires, steering? No. Buy your wheel spacers from a reputable company like Z1 Motorsports or something like that. One of these reputable companies. Because the wheel spacers actually, the way that they mold them properly, not off balance. You do not get cupping. You do not get none of the issues. When it's a high quality hub-centric spacer, you're perfectly fine. That's it. All right. Cupping, steering wheels, hub-centered, bumpy road. Yeah, no, it should not be bumpy. No, that means either the wheels are not torqued properly or offset, or maybe you got them from not a high quality company. Sorry, I said that 3 times. My Q50 has auto brake in reverse. I tested it at 25 in my garage door, and it didn't. And it didn't stop in time. Oh my God, Smear, really? Wow. Why would you do that 25 miles an hour though? That's insane. My Q60 has auto brake too, but I'm not going in reverse in 25 miles an hour, bro. Really? Last question. What do you think about a wide body Q50? If it could be done, which I've seen wide body Q50s, it looks good. It looks good. It just depends on if you really want a really racy setup. It really depends on how low the car is and the type of wheels you go with. That's my honest opinion. Should I get a dyno tune for my local certified tuner or e-tune with AMS? I have AMS. At 91, I can't tell you that because it all depends on the results. I recommend look and see what your local tuner has when it comes to their results on this platform, and look at AMS. If you see better numbers from your local tuner, go with them. If you see better numbers from AMS, go with them. That's the best I could tell you. Batman, woohoo! Nah, I'm stop playing. Shamey, what's going on? Thanks, man. Well, cool chat, man. VQ love the G35 all day. G35 set. The G's are in the building. I saw $10 spaces on. Do not buy no $10 wheel spaces, please. Do not do it. Those molds are like trash. Don't do it. My homie was in the car and I was like, hey, yo, smack. Do RSR downs ride like stock suspension? No, they do not. But RSR downs aren't as bad because they're not as low as the super downs. I still recommend getting coilovers. I still recommend it. But if there are people out there who rocks regular downs and they're perfectly fine. Best bang for my buck on catted downpipes. There's no best bang for his buck for catted downpipes. There's none. They're all expensive. I'm sorry. There's no bang for a buck. Sorry. There's none. Make your own wheel spaces with styrofoam. Laugh I won't be. I was tempted. Oh, okay, one more question. Should we take off wheel spaces if I was taking my car to the dealer? No. You can leave wheel spacers on. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to take that off. It's not going to void any warranty and none of that like that. No, you can leave them on. But if you don't torque them down properly and you cause some kind of damage, let's say to the wheels or something like that, because of the failure of the spacer, because you didn't torque it properly, then they could sit there and say no. Then you would have to follow that through your regular insurance. Boost, how are you doing, fam? I'm feeling great, Tino Miller. I hope you're feeling great too. Do you recommend PLM lower down pipes? Yes, I do. I think they're pretty cheap right now. I think they were out of stock at some point, but they're just like making lower down pipes, same quality. They're perfectly fine. You can go with those and Megans. All right, get lower down pipes. Cool. All right, so coming now, winding down to the last 2 minutes, guys. So once again, I didn't get to hit the 100 likes. If you guys are watching right now, please hit the like button. I answer a lot of questions. If you just joined the chat now, sorry if I might not be able to get to your questions. So just hit the rewind on the live chat so you can see all the questions I answered from the start to the finish. I would really appreciate that, but get them likes up. It'd be really great if I could see 100 likes before I go. There are a couple more questions that's popping up. Would you ever fix a used 11-year-old car that needs $10K, 10K? I don't know. I'm a little confused, Tino, on what you mean by that. $10K or 10K. I'm kind of confused. Likes is up. Q60 with launch control. If you want to get launch control with launch control, if you want to get launch control in your VR30, what you guys have to do is get full-fledged tune on EcuTech, and your tuner could be able to set up a launch control settings for you. 5 likes away from 100, guys. If you guys are watching, you didn't hit the like button, please hit it right now. It'd be super dope. I would really appreciate that. Hunting for an N54, boys, that'd be pretty dope. I would love to get an N54 335i IS with the dual clutch. I would love to get one of those cars. Woo, I would love to. Everybody and their kids like this video. Listen, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate for everybody who's banging with me, man. I just super appreciate Q50 how long E30 mix sit in there. You shouldn't let E30 mix sit in your fuel tank for too long. The water starts to separate from the fuel, and you don't want to do that. You want to be able to run through E30, E50, E70, E85 mix relatively quick. Would you ever fix a used 11-year car that needs 10K in repair? No. Wait, it depends on the car. Depends on the car, because if it's like we'll say we're in 2021. If it's like high-end cars such as like M3s, M5s, and stuff like that, which are really still expensive cars from a long time ago that have a lot of value, then yes, it's worth it, because it's a 10K repair where you might just be able to get the money back depending on how much you spent on it. So I would, depending on the car and if it has specific value on the market, definitely. When you rich pay for the garage door, yeah, smash like the button, guys. All right, but I didn't hit 100 likes. This is perfectly fine. But I'm super thankful for you guys are watching. So let me just do my final housekeeping and say, listen, man, thank you for always banging with your boy Boost. Thank you so much. I have a couple of videos coming out this weekend. Some of them are going to be about the C63. Once again, if I am going to see you at the third, Hussein from Gold Race Box is going to be coming to the channel. He's going to be coming to the channel technically because he's going to be dyno tuning a lot of Q50, Q60s. I'm going to get to meet some of you guys who are getting tuned by him. And you guys are probably going to see a lot of different people's exhaust setups. And you're going to get to see what my car makes with the AM full catted downpipes and exhaust and their heat exchanger. I was supposed to have their intake system on the car too. AM was supposed to release an intake system, but they didn't get their first copy yet, so I won't be able to have that. But maybe in the future I will. I'm assuming my car is I'm looking to make about 450 wheel horsepower on my Q50, so I'm probably gonna make a second video just talking about what my estimates will be. And that's really it, guys. You guys already know where to contact me, Boost in Motion IG and Facebook, and boostinmotion@gmail.com. I really don't want to dip without answering any more of you guys' questions, but yeah, I think you guys are just talking in chat. And I'm just super appreciative of y'all, man. Y'all. Oh, at Taunted, yeah, I talked about that a little earlier, so definitely check that out. But I think I don't know the price of it, but it's pretty nice that you can put your car in rear-wheel drive and send it and warm your tires up. But also I hit 101 likes too. So thank you so much, guys. You already know what to do. Hit me up at Boost Motion IG, Facebook, and boostinmotiongmail.com. Thank you for the donations, because you guys see the sheet in the back, so I know my image doesn't look too good right now, but I want to get more into this podcasting type of thing and live thing. It's actually good. I enjoy talking with you guys and answering questions. It's super fun, and I'm super grateful. So outside that, guys, appreciate you guys so much. You have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. You have a good day.